Okay, beautiful people, it is March 2nd, 3rd. I believe it's the 3rd. It's in March, it's the beginning of March. I'm here to bring you a look, very simple. We're doing a easy cut crease brown, or brown cut crease, however you want to label it. So I'm about to start getting into it. Taking my spoolie and going in and push up the hairs to give me a desired shape. I normally wear my brows like this. I just like the look, the natural look that I have with my brows. I just go in and take the spoolie and flick it up. As you can see, at this time, I'm taking the brow a little bit more defined down. Then I'm going in and push in the product to make sure that I'm getting the consistent coverage that I want. Making sure that everything is filled the way I want. Going in with my Camo by E.L.F. in Tan Neutral, taking a flat concealer brush and defining the brow, making sure I got everything, and taking that concealer and blending it out with a sponge and then a fluffy brush, a fluffy blending brush. Going in with my Makeup Revolution in C1 and my Warrior palette by Juvia's Place, and putting that on top of what we just did with the same brush. It's going to give me or create for me an even base when I start shaping my eye for this look. Going back in with my Warrior palette in the color Yodit, I'm taking a smaller fluffy brush and creating a shape in the crease. I'm just taking it from the outer V all the way to the brow bone area and fluffing it out. I'm taking another color from a different Warrior palette and starting at the outer V and putting that right on top of the crease to give it more definition. Put that C1, the flat brush that we used earlier. It's time to cut it. Alright, so taking it, and I'm trying to get as close as I can to you guys so you can really see it. I'm taking it, taking my flat brush, and just going with the shape of my eye, very smoothly, not rushing, eye open, looking down at another mirror so I can relax, make sure I'm not poking myself or doing nothing crazy. Stretch your face if you need to, because I have somewhat of a hooded lid, so I have to kind of manipulate my face in order for me to get the shape and cleanliness that I want for the look that I'm trying to portray. And just go back over it and smear it out. If you don't get it on the first try, don't kill yourself. It's not that serious. But yeah, that's pretty much the look. A little bit more concealer. I just want to kind of sharpen the smudge I made just a second ago. And take that concealer and bring it down to the rest of the lid. And blend out, because we don't want nothing messy, and that's pretty much it. So to deepen or go back in over the crease color, the intense crease color, to really sharpen it, I like to take every now and again, no lie, the angle brush or a flat brush. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh, nope, we're gonna use that though. Okay, this one's it's dirty. Okay. So you see how flat that is? Like, that's the brush. Go in with the color that you use and just go over it, and it sharpens and cleans everything up. But I have an angle brush that's not dirty, so I'm gonna go in and do it that way. So we take it, Perufu, hopefully I'm saying that right. So sorry to Juvia's Place if I'm not, right? Go back over it. On top where there's a little smudging, or wherever you feel that you've kind of like out-shaped yourself, like little marks. As you can see, I'm taking a little bit of the brush, well, a little bit of powder on the brush, It's like very little. Hopefully you guys can see it. Going back in over the eye and right on top. Small, short strokes to clean it up and deepen in the color so it all kind of drags in, right? And I know a lot of people was like, why you stop right here? Well, we're going to put color there anyway, but we're going to build back up. So it's go in here because all of this is meeting. If you smudge it, right, you see how it's kind of blending out. If you smudge it just a bit, it's not a problem. We're going to cover it up. Going back in with the other brush that we use from a medium blending brush. Going back in with the same color, Kurufu. Put it on the end, drag it out. And this is when the puffiness or the brush matters. We're gonna take it and blend it, like just smudge it back up and forth over what we've done with the concealer. And you see how it's kind of dragging and pulling, but it's blending together. That's kind of what we want. And we're gonna deepen this just a little bit more towards the end. So now, I'm going back in with Yodit, the first color that we used, the very first blending brush, going right on top of what we already done, and blend that in as well. Lightly tapping it, because this is still wet, so you gotta remember that too. I forgot to mention it, but you have to remember that this is still wet. I didn't put any powder on it. So you can't really look all over the place without putting something there to make sure that we're all okay. All right. Now the crazy part about this, you could bring this as far or as back as you want. That's the blessed part about a good cut crease. You can manipulate that mug how you want and can't nobody say nothing about it. I'm just taking my finger and kind of bringing that concealer back because I feel like I went too far forward. Okay guys, going in with a flat shader brush and packing the color in. As you can see, it was tapered. The reason why, I'm going to pack in the Zaz from the Warrior palette, and I want to make sure that that color is super opaque. I want it to be as opaque and pigmented as possible. I'm going to blend where we put the other colors. I want it to be as seamless as possible, also cleaning up where we put the concealer earlier. Guys, I want you to understand, do not be afraid to go back and forth with these colors. Do not be afraid to blend. You want this to be as seamless as possible. That is the whole objective of this look, for one color to fade to another and it to be seamless as possible. So go back and blend as much as you need. Going in with a darker color and working towards the outer V with a small shader brush just to give more definition after you have fixed or are satisfied with the blending that you've done previously. And right there on top, make sure that we got it all. You want everything to have a nice transition to it. Okay, so that's pretty much the eye that we're doing today. I'm going to do the other side and then we're going to come back with the face. So okay, now that I am finished the eyes, we're about to go into face. Going in with my primer by E.L.F. is the Poreless Putty. Also using my foundation, concealer, and contour stick by Juvia's Place. The Punta Cana, that much. You see how thick it is? I love it. That's thick. Like I'm shaking it and it's not moving. It's a thick consistency. Spraying my brush to give a more airbrush finish and blending it out. I love using the body heat texture or technique, sorry. You taking it and putting it on the back of your hand, letting it set for a couple of seconds to warm up. It gives it more of an easier blend or airbrush finish. That is shade 16 in their concealers. doing the same thing with my concealer, letting it set for a second after applying it where I wanted to apply. It gives me a more easier blend when I'm blending it out. So that's just a tip. Let it set so you can get it where it needs to go and blend it out, and it's easier to do so. As you can see, I'm blending the concealer up to give me a sharper look. And I also blend it out with the bottom of my beauty blender just in case I feel like it's too much. And just blending it out as much as I need to get a flawless airbrush finish. After blending out our concealers, we're going to set. Everything to stay in place but not look too cakey, so I'm only using a little bit. So taking my contour, going along the line, marking out stuff, you know, making sure that we're all blended and together. Going in with one of my favorite brushes. I like the brushes like these to do makeup. When it comes to contour, a nice small contoured fluffy brush for your face. You can use this for concealer or you can do it for what I'm doing it for. So basically I'm taking the foundation that we have and just blending it out, and I'm doing circles, big circles towards the back, smaller circles towards the front, and we just drag a little bit from the front to go towards the back because that's how we want to kind of set this up. We want it to be natural looking. The more you bring to the front, the more artistic it looks. So if you're trying to make a statement, if you're going out somewhere very dramatized, that's how you'll pull that off. If not, you want it simple, you just want a little bit of oomph. I set it up like this and it works for me. So why not try it? Put a little bit underneath here because it kind of angles the face a little. Now it's time to contour the nose. We're using Cano for right now. So I'm just marking it out, taking a little bit more, and marking it out. I want you guys to see it, so that's why I'm kind of like looking in that mirror. Now, if you feel like this is a little bit too big, you can definitely narrow it down. I've seen women with bigger noses come out with these sharp points, and I'm like, girl, you better get it. I can't do that. I like my stuff to look realistic, you know, so I can't particularly give you that shape, but you know, you killing it. I'm just giving you my hypotheticals. I know what I made. The Lord gave me limits and just real discernment for a reason. Certain things I can't do. That's just one of them. I can't give y'all that pinpoint nose. That's not how I'm built. I can't do it. So we're gonna take it, we're up and down in it right now, right? So we're just basically blending it out from this point. So we're gonna take another brush, basically a brush that we used earlier, the one we used with Yodit on it, because it's about the same color, and we're just taking it and blending it out. So it's gotta be what you see, but not the first thing you see. That's how we do this. So you want it to be noticeable as in, oh, my girl got contour on, right? But it's not the first thing you see. And we just blending it so it doesn't look super crazy. You can go back in if you feel like it's a little too much on certain sides and sharpen it back up. Blend it out again. Wait, there we go. Take it, blend it out again. Make it look a little bit more realistic. Again, up the bridge into where the eyebrow bone is. So just blended it into what we've already done. So you can't tell where it stops and where it starts. Now we're finishing up with the details, going underneath the eye, kind of dressing that up a bit. Following with mascara. This is a conditioner. And setting the brows, because I forgot to do it earlier, but we don't want them to move at all. And now I'm going in with a liner that is L'Oreal's, I believe, the Voluminous liner. I love it. It's a super matte black. It stays all day. It is waterproof. I would definitely recommend it. I'm going towards the lash line. I want this to be a seamless application when I put on my lashes, so I go towards the lash line. Also, to intensify the look, I'm using the Wet n Wild Multistick and going towards the waterline. And that's the lashes that we're using for that day. Misting the face to set it. Going in with Nefertiti by Juvia's Place. That is a highlight. Again, the camera does not do this highlighter justice. The sparkle, the shimmer, like in this, is not justified. The texture of that powder is ridiculously awesome. Please go get it. It is worth your money. Also, another quick tip, I apply 2 layers of glue on my lashes just to make sure they don't go anywhere. But this is pretty much the look. I let them dry and we're about to apply. This is it. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye, beauties.